Finally happening. Here we go with Bidey's brand new team, Serious Business, on attack first. They got to build this EV up. Well, PkD will do their best to stop them, and stop them they likely shall, as they are the best team in the world at this time and place. But it's all on Bidey to change that perception. Let's see if they can do it.
And Bidey's on that
Chapel
Nader
begins.
right now, which is a interesting class to play in this mix-up. You know, we're seeing it come out from time to time in these competitive loadouts, and it's a difficult class to play, but once you make good use of her grenades, and certainly Bidey making good use of that arc, but not getting too much out of it. We got Bunga Bunga and Lynx are picking up a few frags right off the bat.
Interestingly enough, we're yet to see a Skyhammer drop already on this objective. It looks like they're holding on to that Skyhammer ability for once the EV is actually fully repaired, so that they can then immediately disarm it and take it down as well.
And it's very close. We're seeing another push come up here. We're going to be having Inferno on the Bushwhacker right now, trying to make this push up. Here he comes right now. Outsider trying to get some damage in. Bidey's going to be knocked down, but we should be seeing a repaired EV here pretty soon.
I mean, I think Inferno absolutely knows that he has not seen a Skyhammer come down yet, so he knows that that's coming. And it's actually, it looks like the Skyhander Outsider is actually not near the objective, so this EV will continue to move. But it's up to Bidey's team to get this EV around this next corner. Once you get the EV around the next corner, that's when the spawn points shift. So that's the next major objective for Serious Business here.
And directly before that corner, if the EV gets shut down at that point, it can be incredibly difficult to work the angles and get a repair going. You could just be completely surrounded and flanked out by the defending team playing out of that ammo room.
That's right. Lynx are all by himself, trying to peek for the headshots, but Outsider and Bunga Bunga waiting on the flank. Outsider will throw there goes the Skyhammer, and he's doing exactly what you said. He knows, everyone in comp, Dirty Bob knows, that if that EV gets stuck right where it is stuck right now, it can be very, very difficult to get that thing repaired and moving again. So, I mean, all that said, only 2 minutes have expired, and Serious Business has been able to push the EV quite far. PkD certainly could put up a good hold here, but it doesn't look like it's happening. Inferno's getting the build. The Engineer builds it so quickly, and the EV is straight back up and moving once again. So that kind of bit PkD in the ass, and to be honest, it looks like Serious Business are on pace to set a ridiculously good time.
Yeah, I mean, Serious Business, they got, again, a really good time on that last repair, but it was mostly due to the fact that they immediately flanked out over the bridge. Or over
Look
the...
at this, Bidey is playing pretty unorthodox right now. He's switching between Nader and Vasily, and he's actually using the auto sniper, which I don't think we've seen at all in competitive DB.
That's a team kill, though, so that should be a shutdown EV and plenty of time for PkD to set up a defensive round.
Indeed. That's long-range sniper battles back and forth, but Lynxer is the first to go down. Bidey showing his mettle in the first cup that he's played in for, actually since, I believe, the very first test cup we ran. Showing his mettle and out-sniping one of the best snipers in the game.
And that red room balcony is just going to be an absolute bloodbath right now. We got Bidey being revived one more time, but everybody's going to be up there trying to get that takedown, and it's nowhere near decided just yet.
Looks like PkD, they're going down. Two of them have now been gibbed as well, so, but it's just Bidey left for Serious Business. So this EV is down, remains to be down. Although it is pretty close to being repaired, though. So what are we going to see here? I think, honestly, what we have to see right now from Serious Business is a complete take of the red room. If they're not able to take that red room, it's just going to allow PkD to stay up on the balcony, and I mean, that's such a great position to attack that EV from.
And Bidey just took down Lynxer on the other side over by the chapel, which is an important pin in that play. But it looks like they're going to be pushing straight up the street, trying to make this push happen. Outsider's going to be taken down around the edge, hopefully giving some time to Inferno to push this EV up.
And look at this, a very, very nice wipe for Serious Business. EV continues to move unopposed. So still actually on pace to set a very good time on the first objective, which is a huge surprise, to be honest. I mean, still plenty of time here to stop the EV. Are we going to see... let's switch over to Outsider's point of view right now. I mean, we're going to expect to see him drop Skyhammer at any second here.
There
it goes.
And he went perpendicular, so that airspec is actually going to blow up everybody in front and in back of the EV, giving plenty of time for PkD to come up here. But Outsider is the only one still left alive. It's going to be a full shutdown This should be a push forward EV.
Oh, and Inferno's alive. Engineer is still alive, so they could actually push this thing straight in. It actually looks like PkD knows this. I'm actually a little surprised PkD didn't go try to get a couple kills, but it makes sense. Serious Business was all respawning, so instead opting to just back off and say, you know what, they got this first objective. Let's just make sure that they don't rush by us, because that could be way, way worse.
And in many ways, here on Chapel, I mean, the initial objectives are just, you know, the opening act. This objective is incredibly difficult, but they've got 10 minutes.
Plenty of time. Let's take a look at the loadouts here. Very standard stuff. Actually, both teams almost completely mirroring each other. Two Sawbones, one Nader, one Fragger, and a Skyhammer. And this is actually one of the objectives that you expect to see Skyhammer played the most. I mean, on defense, it's very common to place almost everybody behind the bus and behind this rock, so everyone gets a little bit bunched up. I mean, that said, PkD is playing out very aggressively, and it's 3 kills in a row going down for Serious Business. Do we have a contender for the best team in the world? It looks like it, as Serious Business is getting the first of 2 plants, docks. I don't know what you call them. What do you call them? EMP charges.
Yeah, for some reason. Need to blow up that building with an EMP for reasons. But yeah, there's our first delivery. And the nice thing about getting a full wipe on that first delivery is that it allows the offending team to put down an offensive line behind the rock.
Here comes the second. Baidi's moving forward. Nades are raining in over the rock. A nice revive there, so Baidi continues to live. He has medic backup, and look at this. They're staying out of harm's way, and they're going for the plant. Inferno does go down, though. So, oh my god. Serious Business looking to set an absurdly quick time against the best team in the world here. Does finally get shut down, you know, inches away from delivering that second plant.
But here they're setting up a defensive perimeter now. We got Linkser waiting around the right-hand corner.
Okay, I've just called them Serious Business a bunch of times, but their name is actually Business, so thanks, Owen, for correcting me.
Is there any other kind of business other than Serious Business?
Likely not. Likely not, especially in the game of Dirty Bomb. This is all very serious right now. And I want to call out how aggressive this stance is for PkD. This is about as far forward as you can possibly push on this map. And, you know, I'm interested by it. I like seeing stuff out of the norm. I like seeing teams play it with new strategies, but this could bite PkD in the ass if they get caught out.
Well, looks like the medic push is being very effective, and Linkser goes down. Planet Key goes down as well. This is actually not too great for PkD right now.
Yeah, well, it's pretty even still, but they're being pushed back forcibly.
Exactly. They're being pushed back at such an angle that it's going to be really difficult for them to hold down the rock, potentially.
I'm going to look at Linkser's point of view for a second as he goes for the Gibbs, goes for the headshots. As a sniper on sniper battle, the first Heidi does get the first shot. Linkser returns and does get the Gib as well. So this next push here by Business does get completely shut down.
Incredible. So they've knocked off about 4 minutes here. Still plenty of time for Business to get in and get the second delivery, but they are setting a very good time for when the sides get swapped.
Alright, so the EMP charge has been returned, and it is up to Business to set up once again. I'm also liking, once again, that they're really spreading apart. They're spreading as widely as you could on this map, whereas PkD is pushed about as far forward as you could be on this map. So both teams playing with fire here, and it's actually a full push on the left-hand side of the map for Business at this point in time. They're stacking the left side hard. Let's see if this works out for them. Is an airstrike going to come in? Yes, Inferno is playing Skyhammer. Where is the airstrike? No, it actually is onto the Business side, doing a little bit of damage, but not all that much.
Yeah, Arlen's still there on it, but it's an incredibly difficult corner to wrap around once you know that you've got enemies on either side of the road.
And it's a nice kill there, nice Gib as well. A slight advantage for Business, but it does not last long, as it is Bunga Bunga's MG that just does damage after damage, kill after kill, Gib after Gib. And that next push is put down hard. But again, guys, ladies and gentlemen, Business is putting up an amazingly strong offense here. You know, they have the second charge has taken them a very, very long time, but they got 2 objectives, or sorry, 2 objectives and one of the 2 EMP charges just ridiculously quickly here. And that's 2 kills and 2 Gibbs, so 2 great entry frags will give an advantage here. But PkD lucky that their respawns were not too long.
I can imagine
but
things are a little...
Another couple wipes! Look at this team play, it's very strong. Now it's a lone sniper. 3-on-2 is the play here, but no, Linkser with clutch kill, Bitey returns. This could be it. This could be it right here. The spawns are coming in 2, 3. Bitey is going to guard his teammate, and here we go. This is going to be it.
With 5 minutes left to go. A very competent time set by Bsns.
Very competent indeed. You know, we've seen faster, we've seen slower. But against PkD, this is as good as you could possibly hope for.
Bunga Bunga was only 21-8.
Yes, indeed. Bunga Bunga continues to impress with that fragger suit. Wow, so now switching sides, PkD is going to have a chance to say, hey, you know, you set a decent time, but we can do better. So let's see what they do here on offense.
So that widespread play by PkD, it kind of bit them in the ass in the end. I mean, I could imagine that things were annoying for Inferno. He was on that Skyhammer, trying to get a good, just team wipe with one good airstrike, but PkD's positioning was making that difficult. However, once you're able to get those good frags in, it's all over.
I'm actually going to be watching from Outsider's point of view as we start off on attack here. I want to see what he does as an attacker with that Skyhammer. Because a single kill and a Gib early on here could mean building that EV right up. So let's see. Absolutely. Outsider, as he pushes forward, in comes the airstrike. It's right on cue. It's right on point. Do Bsns know where it's coming from? No, Bitey goes down. Outsider does get the team kill on Bunga Bunga. However, they do have a significant advantage here, and it looks like the engineer is up as well, so Linkser will be able to build this thing straight away.
And that's classic PkD, really. They're able to get in and get the control of that upper balcony very quickly, making this repair almost inconsequential. He's totally at ease. He's got nobody coming after him because they've pushed the line so far forward.
Alright, the EV moving right off the bat. I mean, it's not unexpected on this map. You expect the EV to be pulled right up, but unfortunately, it looks like Bsns blew their wad a little early and used that airstrike. So this EV is going to keep moving unopposed, just a little bit faster than it did for Bsns.
Well, we'll see. We got Bitey behind them now, trying to take down Linkser. That's at least going to stop it in its tracks, but let's see how long they can keep that going. Bunga Bunga getting the frags.
And a little bit of a disjointed play here, actually, by Bsns. Kind of coming in one at a time, going down rather quickly as well. So we're going to be looking at Inferno in this next push. It's up to him to get this airstrike to take this EV down, because the EV is moving right around the corner. This is exactly where you want to get it down. Will the airstrike come in time, though? It looks like the airstrike might actually be just a little bit off the mark. No, but the EV stops, so the airstrike is good.
Not the most ideal position, but they should be able to draw a line in the sand here. And it looks like they're going to be making no time in trying to defend this red room, but they've got so many guys bunched up there. Who's left to defend the street?
No one. Linkser's getting the kill, or sorry, getting the build, not the kill. He does complete it, so this EV moving quite a bit faster than it did for Bsns. Alright, here it goes. EV continues to move on, although quite a bit. Bsns still alive. They're not getting the kills. They're dying rather quickly. Yeah, Outsider continues to play very strongly with that that gun, whatever that gun is called. I forget what that gun is called, but it's very good.
The fight over the red room is all but over now. Look at again how much far they're pushing up. They're making the game not even about the EV anymore. They're just relying on the fact that they can outshoot everybody here, outmedic, and just keep pushing this forward.
You know, Inferno is a good player, but he's not that good. He's going to kill out and respawn with his team. One last chance to kill the EV before it meets its final resting place. And look at this. Here comes the airstrike. This could be huge. Oh, but it's just off the mark. Oh, wow.
There's the second one, though.
Inferno. Actually, that was an air... Oh, wait. Did they switch to 2 airstrikes?
I don't think so. I think one of them might have been on the other side. Oh, they both did damage.
Okay, well, no engineer up. So this EV build is going to take quite some time, even yet another opportunity for Bsns to stop it. Bsns pushing in, Inferno's in the front, does go down almost immediately. Kills on both sides. Bitey still doing work with that auto sniper from distance, but the EV is finally up, is getting pushed forward. And actually not a terrible spawn time here whatsoever for Business. You know, they are spawning and will be in a great position to defend this.
Well, they're going to be coming over that wall a little bit late. It's a little bit nasty.
Nades. Are we going to see a bunga nade? Here comes the first plant with 6 minutes and 26 seconds to go. Could be coming in.
It's actually a bad place to drop the EMP as well. This is going to be a tough place for Business to put up a defensive barrier.
Well, looks like they should be able to return that EMP charge if they desire. They may actually want to keep it here. No, it looks like Arlene will end up returning this thing. So Business now has a chance. You know, they're about 2 minutes behind right now. Well, I guess I should say PkD is about 2 minutes ahead right now. They did get that EV planted quite a bit quicker, but not so much quicker that it's going to be difficult. I mean, it's going to be difficult either way, but Business certainly has a chance to hold on this final objective.
Well, Val going in for his own frag reel as well, but not really getting anything on that last grenade. They're all holed up by the bridge now. Bunga trying to push in and get a good angle. Inferno's actually putting some good work in as well. I'm gonna go check out Bitey here. He's been the one trying to put in a few of these just last-second shots to keep whoever's on the delivery from getting too close. But it's gonna be Sniper v Sniper as well.
All right, so yeah, I mean, look at the difference. Look at the difference between how these two teams set up defensively. You know, basically all of Business are in a line. Like a single well-placed airstrike could be devastating right now because they're bunched up. They are lined up all along this wall here. And here comes PkD pushing in. Linkser gets the nice kill and the give. Bunga is down. Bunga's back up. Continue to move forward. Looks like a nice advantage here for PkD, a small advantage for PkD, I should say, as kills are being traded on both sides. But this should be it. They should be able to move in with the objective.
Just barely having just the two of them left alive. Bunga's going to be setting up here on top of the van. Let's see what
queuing the nade,
queuing
the nade. Here comes the airstrike. Airstrike could be brutal. I mean, doesn't get any kills, but forces Business to stay back for so long there. The first of two objectives has been delivered to its final resting place. So now PkD has an entire 4 minutes and 15 seconds to plant this final objective.
And Bunga getting 3 frags before getting reset, though. I really do enjoy seeing it when the offensive team can set up a defensive perimeter on the delivery point itself. That really shifts the lines of the battle for this final spawn.
And while a few PkD players were able to survive that last push, they're kind of caught out of position and caught on a very long spawn. So PkD, still 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here, but a full wipe, they gotta start again from scratch.
And there's the respawn. Gonna be keeping my eyes on Bunga here. It's be pushing out hard left. We've actually got a bit of a perimeter set up over there. Not sure who's...
So actually, interestingly enough, Bitey has switched off the sniper position. So Linkser is gonna be an unopposed sniper, raining in damage from range here. Bitey, though, getting kills with that nader. You know, I've been watching Bitey's stream quite a bit, and he's been playing nader non-stop. I think he's just been practicing those nade trajectories, those nade arcs, as much as he possibly can, and he is able to get that kill and give on Linkser, who was in the cubby. So continuing to hold on very well here is Business. Another full wipe. Well, almost.
That's incredible, really.
Never mind. Medics are up. It's not a full wipe at all. Bunga is still alive. Gonna keep getting revived over and over again. The distractions continue. But PkD is a little disjointed, though.
And Bunga accidentally taking down Drakius, one of his own medic. It's not going to be doing too well for PkD, but they still have plenty of time here.
Still plenty of time, but not... I mean, their heart's got to be pounding at this point.
They really don't have a position set up. This is, again, a full reset. They need to come back into this.
My heart is pounding, Jahar. This is exciting stuff here. PkD... getting, you know, we sort of expected them to dominate in this first round. I mean, Bitey's team, we know it's good, we know it's great, Business putting in work, but just 2 minutes and 10 seconds remain, and this is objective, has to make it forward.
All right, Bunga's pushing up on the bridge once again here, and Bitey switching over to Nader. You can tell that if Nader's able to get close to the bridge, she can use those arcs to actually get an unopposed frag on there and kind of clear that spot out. But they're not going to be there for long. Bunga pushing up. Outsider's going to be, making some good work in there, but it's going to be just a bloodbath in this corner.
what a nice flank by Ice there. Ice with an extremely clutch flank. PkD was gaining advantage, gaining ground, but Ice comes from the side and gets the kills. I almost said back rage, but for some reason everyone yells at me when I say back rage in this community. I don't know why.
I don't know.
So
well,
actually, this is looking really scary for PkD.
It's a really interesting final arena because you're kind of spawning at right angles to each other. Everything's back.
And they're splitting up. It's Linkser on the left side, the rest of PkD on the right side, and quite a few kills have gone down for PkD. R-Line is killed and gibbed, and a very, very long spawn here, but it's 4v4. In comes Business here. They still have more than a chance here. They actually have the man advantage. It's 3-on-2. But still a chance. Oh no, PkD is down. Just 55 seconds remain. PkD could go down 1-0 in this best of 3.
I didn't see when Drakius went down. He was right behind Bunga Bunga there the whole time. Bunga Bunga was trying to clear some space there, and Drakius was ostensibly going to be pushing forward the objective, but it didn't happen.
The EMP charge is going to be returned. It could be returned here, so they may actually have to go back for it.
That's not enough time.
Oh, they have to go back for it. Or no,
it's still there.
It hasn't been returned. They didn't return it for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. It's still there. Still chance.
But who's there on PkD to make it happen? Nobody's anywhere near it. All right, there's Linkser from behind. Where did he go? He's got 20 seconds. Nobody's looking at him. This is a delivery. He's going to get shot, though. They're finally paying attention to him, and my god.
Oh.
I don't even know how he got back.
Okay, PkD has one last push. It's Bunga Bunga and Dracius, and if anyone can do it, it's Bunga Bunga, but he goes down. And Business takes map number 1 against the undisputed, uncontested world champions of Dirty Bomb.
So they haven't been knocked out of a bracket yet, but maybe I'm catching up on my history. Have they lost a map up until this point?
Yes. PkD has lost several maps. I mean, they've lost maps to Demon, they've lost maps to I&I, they've lost maps to ZFZ. So they're not unshakable, as obviously. As the new upstarts, the new international team takes it. And actually, Linkser in chat says, I lost. Amazing. So, yeah. Wow. I wasn't expecting this. And Bitey actually, with the top frag score for his team with 34 frags.
I'd like to see a breakdown of KDRs between Bitey's.
Actually, our producer let us know that was actually PkD's map choice, folks.
Really?
That was PkD's map choice, and they've gone down in the first round. All right, I'm not sure where we're heading next. Let's find out.
I'm totally okay with getting crates for spectating. That's not a problem.
All right, it's Business's map choice now. Let's see what they're picking. It's Underground. We're heading on over to Underground for map number 2. First game goes to Business in a nail-biting, epically close finale. I mean, you can't ask for much better, and I must sound like a freaking broken record at this point, but every single tournament that we've had has had games like this. I mean, it's just been fun to watch for everybody.
And that's what's great about Enemy Territory. I've always believed that ET and ET-type games have the best ratio of nail-biters to... Well, that was another game, I guess.
All right. So once again, you are tuned into the Dirty Cups Closed Beta Series Cup number 3. The third out of 4 cups that will be qualifying folks into a finals here, coming up soon.
I keep thinking, though...
21st is the date of that finals. So
awesome.
We're going to do this cup this Sunday, another cup next Sunday, and then the Sunday after that will be the finale. Did I get that right? Yeah, that's correct. So we do appreciate you all tuning in very much, hitting that follow button on the Dirty Cups channel. We're just taking a quick bathroom break. The teams are anyway, and we will be jumping into the next map, which will be Underground.
So I keep thinking back to that final moment with Linkser where he was making that delivery. I don't know if your camera was on him, but he actually missed the pickup. He had to go back for it. He stopped by the objective and then ran off. It was like, oh shit, I'm not actually carrying it, and he had to go back for it. It's a 4-second delivery time. I'm wondering if that made the difference. I'm sure he'll be waking up in cold sweats tonight if this map doesn't go their way.
Yeah, I mean, you have to imagine Linkser was extremely close to actually transmitting that too, because he was transmitting for a good 2.5 seconds. I don't think it takes more than like 3 or 4 seconds to transmit.
It's like a 4-second transmit, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much as close as it gets. Pretty much as close as it gets. And a huge upset, to be honest. I mean, and this makes me excited because we now have PkD, ZFZ, INI, Demon, and now yet another team that all can really compete at a very similar level. And I mean, that's not even counting some other teams that are around the fringes as well. I mean, I still feel that Luminosity Gaming has a lot of potential with Hollywood and Michael 3D as their captains. I still feel that VGS is looking quite strong. You know, Pom Poms has played in every tournament so far and keeps doing better and better. So we now have like 5 or 7 or 8 teams that all are competing at similar levels, which is great to see early on in the life cycle of Dirty Bomb.
Linkser was saying that he was like 2 millimeters from the delivery. He's already kicking himself over it.
I will shout out, while we are waiting for the teams to return from their bathroom breaks, that if you are enjoying Dirty Bomb as a player, as a spectator, or just as a fan, I do encourage you to head over to reddit.com/r/dirtybomb and join the community over there. You know, forums are old, forums are dead. Reddit is the new forums. Go to Reddit. Participate, you know, upvote the good content, downvote the haters, and yeah, submit your own great content as well.
Forums are dead. That's quite an auspicious claim to make.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anything and everything like big in Dirty Bomb is being posted there, so it's a great place to stay in the know. And we are jumping into the next map. It's Underground. Both teams look to be ready. It's going to be PkD attacking first, and we're jumping into the game in 20 seconds. Now, this is a map, Jahar, that
this is a map. This is a map.
This is a map, yes. We said it in the last game, last time we saw this map, but this first objective can go obscenely fast if you're not careful on defense. Both teams will meet at the top of the roof of this objective building at pretty much at the same time. We're going to expect airstrikes on both sides, nades being hauled over on both sides, and it looks like a very strong push. 4 players going all the way up to the top. I'll make it 3 and 2 for PkD, and it's 3 versus 1 on the roof for PkD, so it looks like actually a great position. They've got 2 engineers ready to plant, and the plant going down straight up immediately here for PkD.
And both of those engineers are both alive, as are their turrets. And yeah, 2 bushwhackers is incredibly effective here because you have such tight corners on the inside room. It's very difficult to dispatch those turrets without being nailed down by everybody else. But looks like we're going to have a potential defuse here, even though they're still getting a lot of pressure from up top.
Who? I was about to say, who's doing that shooting? It's actually 3 people doing, or it's 2 people in a turret doing the shooting from the roof, and they're not really missing too much. That plant, I thought that it was going to be disarmed for sure.
Oh,
but in comes Planet Q Dynamics from every direction.
Bunga Bunga with that last nade. They're taking down Inferno. And that's going to be a reset there, and that should be a very quick first objective.
Yeah, about as quick as it could get. About as quick as it could get. I mean, I suppose you could have chosen a proxy and like ran like slightly faster, but I mean, I will also say not totally unsurprising for this first map. I mean, if you're not in the perfect position on defense, you can just get caught off, and that is exactly what we saw happen. But now it's a nice position. I like that positioning of the turret here that Inferno has around the corner. Bunga Bunga moving forward first. He's got Tom as his medic. He's actually got 2 medics, so Bunga Bunga looking stronger than ever. Trying to 1v1 a little bit here, a little bit too much, maybe 1v3, but Bunga Bunga's still alive, still got Tom back there. Gonna get 2 revives, so medic work proving very powerful here for PkD.
Linkser is certainly pushing the line here.
Was that first map a fluke?
Well, I wouldn't call it that.
Well,
Linkser's certainly mad, though. I mean, he's taking a lot of vindication frags now. And getting away from that martyrdom as well.
I mean, this is actually looking dominant so far. Planet Key Dynamics almost unopposed, doing a strong full push onto the left-hand side. It looks like they will be building up the generator and putting up the additional walls, making it that much harder for Bsns to push in and defend their objective.
And making it a lot easier for Linkser to set up a good line for the sniper shot if they're forced to come over that top pipe. But Linkser's going to be dead now. Going to be waiting for that respawn.
Bidey keeping his team alive there, getting a nice kill on Planet Key Dynamics Tom, who's down for a full spawn wave. So now actually 2 out of PkD are down for a full spawn wave. So this next push pretty much dead in the water. As Bsns, oh what? Outsider sneaking in there, going for the sneaky plant. I like the play, I like the thought. It's gonna keep, it's definitely keeping Bsns on their back foot, but it'll be an easy disarm here.
That'll keep them open long enough to get those doors back open, hopefully. But they're making a hard push over to the left. PkD wants to make sure that they can take as many options away from Bsns as possible. But it's going to be a not so easy fight.
I'm actually loving how Bidey and his team are playing this and keeping this left-hand side of the objective open. I mean, the nades are raining in through that window and up the staircase, which pretty much pushed PkD away from this left-hand corridor.
And Outsider's going to be opening up that right-hand passage. We'll have to see if anybody takes real advantage of it. Outsider doesn't really know where he wants to be right now. They're eventually going to be pushing up forward with Planet Key on the Sawbone.
I gotta say, man, Bidey is really impressing. I mean, his team is doing great work. I don't know, I keep calling it his team. Maybe it's not really his team as much as I think it is, but I'm gonna keep calling it his team because he is fragging better than anyone else in this game right now. I mean, he's out-fragging Bunga Bunga.
PkD's, however, making it very difficult to get another one of those full team resets. Very good use of the Sawbones here, getting a lot of recoveries. And we've even got Outsider on his own offensive Bushwhacker, making a line forward. But they need to clear out the bottom of the objective here, and it looks like that's what Outsider wants to do.
Yeah, Outsider usually playing the Skyhammer role, but instead switching to objective class. So he can plant a little bit quicker, get that turret down as well. But it's a full wipe. PkD are down and out. Got to start over again.
I'm actually surprised to see that reset. But yeah, you're right. Bidey's making very good use of that nader.
Yeah, I guess that's his class, man. I'm actually going to switch over to Bidey so we can see it firsthand. See exactly what he's doing with that nader class. Oh, but he goes down straight up to Bunga Bunga's nade. And this is actually a good opportunity. Although Outsider, the engineer, is down and out, but the nades are coming in. Where are they coming? Wait, I thought Bidey died. What?
No. Bidey's still up.
Okay.
Got one frag out of those, but they were all bunched up in that corner. But that corner is now wiped up, giving Bidey and his crew a little bit of time to breathe. But Bidey wants to push forward. Bidey sees everybody pushing hard left and knows that he can follow and make this a very difficult fight. Yeah, this is going to be nasty. We're just bouncing off his back of his head. That's cool, too.
That was less than ideal for Bidey. Less than ideal. But yet another coming from the flanking position. And very, very long spawns for Linkser and Outsider. So the first objective went fast. The in-between parts of the map went even faster, really.
The in-between part.
Yes. But Bsns showing what they've got and, really impressing here in this final objective.
I like that Bidey's looking for where the directional push is coming from. And pushing up left is incredibly important because if you can close off those gates, the defending team has almost no options for making a good response to any plant on the main objective.
And look, once again, PkD is looking pretty much down and out. I mean, it was a 2-on-2 for a while there, but you really need to have that objective class alive and in position to plant. Otherwise, it's so difficult, especially on this map. The defending spawn points are very, very close to the objective. So unless you get a complete wipe with like 5 or 10 seconds before they're all respawning, it's just almost impossible to plant unless you have an engineer.
Well, another major factor of this map is just the chaos that can happen in the objective area. I mean, even if there's bodies going down all over the place, you can still maybe sneak in and get a plant.
It's actually, it looks like Bsns has retaken the window area, and actually will be planting on this generator. Strong push on the other side of the map here for PkD, but that is shut down as well as the entire team has to respawn again.
And that should be no problem to get these gates back open. Not that there's many other options there, but Baity's coming over the top, making sure that there's nobody in the main area. They're going to be pushing off over into the tunnel area. And Baity's looking for a few good nade kills. Not quite going to get them just yet. Baity's definitely just pushing and prodding, just seeing where everybody's coming from. He's playing a lot of recon right now.
And I think one thing that Baity has done remarkably well is just stay alive.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know how. He keeps...
Can't recon if you're dead.
Yeah, that's true. Another great medic work there by Ice, prevailing. Baity and Ice, the duo, doing a lot of damage, getting the kills, getting the gives.
Bunga's now on the rear end of it. How many can he take down? That's a huge opportunity for a plant, even without an engineer on the objective. They might be able to get a plant here.
Will the plant go down? It looks like it will. Looks like it will. And even though we see Bsns in great position to get the disarm here, you always want to get that plant down. It makes your opponent sweat, if nothing else. Makes them have to make hard decisions. Do I disarm or do I fight? And this plant actually is continuing to tick away. And let's see, the engineer Inferno is not actually disarming it for whatever reason. He's just holding on to the left side. But this is gonna work out. They did get the kills that they needed.
I just love the projectile play of Nate. So refreshingly not hit scam. But Baity's back up, now pushing up once again. Nobody seems to realize that, hey, we've got two guys coming up towards this tunnel. Bunga and Drakius are going to go down. They were usually the buddy-buddy pair, but this is going to be a huge reset. And allowing PkD to set up a little bit more of a defense here.
I mean, how many times have we seen flanking happening on this left-hand hallway push? I mean, PkD has been devoting a lot of time, a lot of effort into trying to secure the window room up here and secure the staircase, but Bsns continues to just back rage them over and over and over again. But we finally do have what looks to be like another nice push here by PkD, although the spawn times were good for Bsns, so they're back in action almost right away.
Baity's changed up the facility though.
Wow, full wipe. 12-second wipe for the entirety of PkD. They got to start over again. I mean, the one thing that you could say, even though PkD seemed to be sort of hitting a wall at this point, they did get that first objective so incredibly quickly that if they switch to attacker and Bsns are not able to get the final objective, like there's almost a 0 chance that they can get the first objective any quicker. So, I mean, they have that going for them, but almost everything has been shut down despite, you know, 1 or 2 good attempts by PkD. It's looked very one-sided so far on defense on the final objective.
Well, Linkser has just beheaded Baity, but it's a quick respawn. It was not a very ideal time for that frag at all. Baity's now back into it and putting just as much pressure on. You could see that the tunnel was ready to push forward, like, all right, Sniper's down, push forward. Nope, he's back up. Never mind. Got to keep your eye on that timer.
Yes, you do. I mean, I was saying this, I was talking about Dirty Bob to a close friend the other day, and I said, in this game, like, number 1, team play, number 2, aim, number 3, respawn timer. Like, those are the most important things that you have to be cognizant of at any given time. You cannot underestimate how important the respawn timer is.
Definitely right here, because as you noted earlier, the defending team spawns so close to the objective. I mean, be able to take somebody down means they could be out for 1 second or 20.
Yeah, and when you only have 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to plant, I mean, every single second counts. It always does, but look at that. Just as we're talking about it, ridiculously long spawns for both Tom and Outsider for PkD. So yet another push is basically gimped before it begins. It's just rough. It's rough, man. I'm not really sure what PkD need to be doing here to break this defense.
Well, they keep focus firing on Baity, which is a good first step, but steps 2 through 3 seem to be missing at this point.
I'm actually going to watch Baity in the sniper, see what kind of damage he can do here.
It's actually Linkser switching over to Nader. We've actually got a complete swap around.
Baity is down. Inferno is down as well. The engineer is gibbed and out for Bsns. This is the best opportunity we have seen so far for PkD.
All right, so we got 2 bodies up on the objective, but now we've got a defensive perimeter once again, and everybody's going to be down. Our-line goes down thanks to some martyrdom by the look of it, but he's going to be back up, and that was such a good potential push there. Nothing really came of it.
Oh, look at this. Linkser Lynx are sprinting away, but we'll just respawn with his team. And man, that was so close to being such a great position for PkD, but if you looked at the positions of Business, they had their folks tucked away in the tunnel, out of the way of damage, and sort of in a flanking position, and they just stayed alive and got the kills.
And I have to say, I mean, Business is doing an amazingly good job of just holding down this objective room. They're not really pushing forward all that much. They're not really trying to hold down the escalators all that much. They know where the line is, and they're standing on it.
A little bit of a miscue by Valk, the fragger for Business here, allowing Bunga and his medic to push forward, and another flurry of kills. It's a full wipe, a 10-second wipe for the entirety of Business. The plant goes down with just 2 minutes left. I guess PkD looked at the time. They said, you know what? We're almost out of time here, folks. We got to make this push count, and they did. I mean, that was awesome stuff by the fragger and the medic combo, pushing forward, getting the kills. Still plenty of time, though, for Business to get the disarm here, pushing in right now. Outsiders just trying to stay alive, huddling over the objective. But where are the rest of PkD? They must be hiding, because I don't even see where they are.
Alright, so we've got Lynxer back on Vasily, which is critical because we have this bomb put down at a point where you can see it with your sniper rifle directly from the spawn just about. And Outsider's still alive. He held onto his life for so long. We're finally going to be able to get somebody up on top at least. It's going to be Inferno going for the defuse, but he might get his head popped off. There it is.
That is it, and it looks like PkD finally setting a time here on Underground. Not a great one, though. I mean, not a great one at all. So, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that just holding PkD for that long alone is already yet another upset for Business.
Absolutely.
And looking at the frags, let's see, Bitey with 34 kills. No one else even in the 30s. The next highest, I think, was 25. So who knew? Who knew Fragger was so strong? I mean, we've seen Fragger in competitions so far, but well, he's never used quite that well. Did I say Fragger? I meant Nader. Did I say Nader?
You said Fragger, but
hey, I meant Nader.
Both.
My bad.
I'm happy to see this, and I'm happy to see the role switch up according to the needs of the team at that given moment in time. That's the way it should be.
All right, switching sides. PkD not down and out just yet, but they're going to have a very impressive hold here. Keep Business from getting that second objective. Excuse me. One thing that they do have going for them is the fact that they got this first objective so ridiculously quickly. Let's watch as Business sets up here. How are they going to split their players? It looks like 3 going straight into the elevator and 2 just going to the left. So instead of running straight up onto the roof, they're going to be holding back a little bit and then coming from top. Nades raining down, Bitey getting initial kills, but Bunga returns with a double.
The roof is now fully open. Bitey's up top. Bunga's going to be able to hold it down just a little bit more. As they collapse back onto the roof, we've got a huge firefight going between the roof and the balcony. It's going to end up with PkD finally able to see the dust settle.
And I actually really liked that play by Business. It was interesting, and it was well coordinated. But the issue for Business here is the fact that they did not plant on either of the side objectives. So they literally made 0 progress with that first push.
Yeah, when you go up the elevator, you're kind of giving up that initial Zerg rush for a better tactical position. But it was just PkD able to respond to that so quickly. Everybody had given up the roof, but then they just collapsed back in and turned it around.
Yeah, and I'm liking this position, though. Again, they're really stacking people up onto the elevator balcony area is Business. They keep sending people up there. I mean, it looks like a strong position, but I guess a couple nades, it makes you very vulnerable to nades being lobbed over those boxes.
Absolutely. The nades put the lie to, some of the attempts I've seen at, Rhino plus Or trying to hold up that balcony. I mean, a little bit of airstrike, a little bit of nades. Doesn't go so well.
And now that you mentioned Rhino, I just hit tab to check who picked what classes, and we do have a Rhino by Outsider, so hopefully we can see that later.
We'll see. See if they need it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it so far, but 5-4, so a 1-man advantage here for Business, and that's a 15-second spawn for Lynxer as well. So they have also planted on the left-hand side door to open that route of attack up. And now it's actually 5-on-3, so a 2-man advantage for Business. They could try to push directly into the objective here. Doesn't look like they're able to capitalize on it, though, as Outsider doing some serious damage. They don't have an engineer either, so they may actually not be able to plant here, as Dracius is raining in bullets from afar.
Well, they had Inferno. I'm not sure where he ended up going, though, but everybody's inside the room. If they could just hold it open for him long enough to get in, this should be an inside plant, but this is a very difficult room to hold over for any length of time. However, they still got it. I mean, we should be seeing... All right, Ice is going for the inside plant. Where was Inferno? Here he's
and Inferno got killed and gibbed again, actually, outside of the objective. But nonetheless, the plant does finally go down.
Got the left door open now.
The left door open, but this almost... I feel like this actually helps PkD more than it hurts them.
Yeah.
In this specific scenario. And Inferno is down. Nobody's left on the roof. Outsider will be getting the disarm here.
So your predictions about needing to have as fast of an initial plan, not quite coming to fruition. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to get that.
Man, if you're a Business player, you got to feel bad about not being able to get that plant a little bit earlier. If they just had an engineer in position, that plant would have gone down a lot earlier, and they would have had a much better chance at keeping it. But Inferno got killed and gibbed outside of the objective, which was just very clutch.
Especially considering that everybody else, literally everybody else, was ready for it. Everybody else was in the room. They had a good defense. They were able to hold it down for about 1.5 spawn. Just no Inferno.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, never mind. I thought Bidey missed the spawn, but he just hadn't hit the spacebar yet.
It's really hard to miss the spawns these days, thankfully. Things have improved since enemy territory in that regard.
And Bidey's still playing with the auto sniper, which I'm again going to call out. Nobody else was playing with this gun. So Bidey's not afraid to mess around with the meta, try something new. That said, Business looks like they're continuing to be more or less shut down. All 4 of them are alive and doing a push on the right-hand side, but Inferno's all by himself. Inferno actually gets a double with the help of his teammates, now setting up a turret on the balcony as well. It's a 6-second respawn for the entirety of PkD. Linkser is the only one alive, but him and a turret are enough to keep Business off this objective, but it looks like they should have time to plant here. Yes, the plant does go down. Inferno is on the objective. Will he be planting down a turret as well? He may not actually have the ability to do so, but this is another great opportunity for Business.
Yeah, I can't see his timer on the turret, but you really do need a turret in that room. Again, the corner's so tight, it can be so effective, it can burn up so much time just trying to neutralize that turret.
Well, PkD gets wiped clean, so it's up to them to push in here, clean off the objective, and get the disarm. They do not have any kind of airstrike or anything like that to do area of effect damage and clear them off. So they're going to have to do it the good old-fashioned way with guns and nades. Doesn't really look like it's... Oh, actually might happen here. Bunga Bunga's the last one alive. I don't think he has time, though. Does he have time? This could be it. This could be so close. Is this going to happen? Oh, here comes the engineer. Here comes the engineer. Ah! Wow.
Now that leaves them a total of 8 minutes, not only to take down the first objective, but to finish the map. This is getting a little nasty.
Okay, Outsider got revived and came in there. I don't think, if there was a half-second difference, he would not have been able to get that thing off.
Not at all.
But that's how this game goes, man. It's a game of seconds or even milliseconds, so often, more often than not.
Alright, so taking a look here as we have just about another reset on the Business end of it. Ice is going to be the only one left alive, and he's actually pushing forward into the room as the Sawbones. I'm not sure what he wants to accomplish there.
Yeah, he knows his respawn is coming. Yeah. He could hit K a little bit earlier, or he could try to get a kill just for glory before he goes down.
Gotta farm.
Gotta get them cases, man.
But we got Outsider and Planet Key sitting up on the balcony, effectively shutting off that route. Outsider with a nasty position on that turret, forcing everybody to push hard left. And then, now that you've got this position that you were before using as an offensive push, now you've got to worry about it as you're trying to push on the left side. Business has got the work cut out for them.
I'm liking the creative ways that the medics on Business are using the geometry of this, like, opening area. Like, they're kind of standing in the middle of everyone, but not dying. which is kind of cool to see. But they do get wiped ultimately. Yeah, and this is looking rough at this point.
Yeah, Bunga Bunga's pushing forward. He's about to face the entire onside of the team. And he's got that nade ready. No real result from it, but he's got a few good MG kills anyway.
Looks like we do have a pause.
Oh, thank God. I was freaking out for a second.
Not a crash, a pause. No worries. It looks like someone over on business has dropped out of the server, so we'll just wait for a moment as they do rejoin. All right, it's Ice, the medic. Ice has been playing great as well. He will rejoin the server in just a moment here, but I'll take this opportunity to reintroduce everyone who's joined the stream over the last 30 minutes. We're in the middle of watching the Dirty Cups closed beta series number 3. Currently watching the best team in the world who have won practically everything that they've participated in so far in Dirty Bomb. That would be PkD facing off against a brand new team, an all-star mix, as it were, called Bsns. Bsns. Doing quite well. We do appreciate you tuning in and spending your Sunday with us. My name is Fish Sticks, and I am joined by my longtime casting buddy, Jahar. Man, the first time we casted together, it must have been, what, like 2008, 2009?
It was 2000, yeah, it was 2009. Just with that little tiny booth when we were, you know, kind of playing second fiddle to the main broadcasting QuakeCon, but that changed after that.
Yeah.
We kind of want a second fiddle again, actually.
Well, Ice is back in the server, so we should be getting started as soon as the teams let us know we are ready.
Poor guy, he was trying to farm that XP, but now it's been reset.
And again, Dirty Bomb is a brand new class-based, team-based FPS brought to you by Splash Damage, the guys who made Wolfenstein and Enemy Territory and Quake Wars, bringing you a brand new game. It's basically Wolfenstein for the modern era. So if you're a fan of old school shooters, if you like team play, if you like stopwatch game type, you're here for the right cup at the right time.
All right, so as we're coming back in from this timeout, as everybody's readying back up, we got 6.5 minutes left for Bsns to push off PkD, even off of this first objective. They set a decent time on the other side, but not sure anything's going to really change here.
Yeah, and like we said, it is kind of looking rough for Bsns at this point, but it's not out of the realm of possibility in any shape or form whatsoever. I mean, it took, you know, simply because Bsns held PkD for so long on that last objective. So if they can finally get this first objective, that it's going to be, yeah, I shouldn't say smooth sailing, but it's going to be totally within the realms of possibility. And one thing I would say pretty clear right now about the strategy for Bsns is they want to get this balcony, man. I've never seen a team invest so much into going up that elevator time and time again.
Oh, Bunga Bunga's going to go down, but he's got Drakius behind him. Again, they've been the buddy cop pairing up here. But it's going to be Bunga Bunga by himself, trying to take down everybody, and we've even got another medic, another Sawbones right behind Drakius, coming back down into the room. Of course, that room is still clear. There's still plenty of time for these guys to get in here, but now they're going to need to wait for everybody else to respawn up here.
All right, Bsns, let's get it together. Let's get a plant on this first objective. We want to see you move on. We want to see you have a chance at moving on to the final objective and trying to, you know, they definitely want to finish it up here. This is their map choice, let's not forget. Yeah. So they want to finish it up here. They're already up 1 map to 0. It looks like they've actually lost Ice again. Might need another pause
really?
here.
Ah, crap. But it's one of the things I've always enjoyed about the enemy territory game type. I mean, you can always turn around what seems like a hopeless situation almost into a victory. And how many times have we gone, oh, it's over, you know, GG, it's garbage time, and completely had to shit ourselves later.
I'll take this quick pause to remind you guys that we're giving away Merc starter packs in chat. That's a $20 value, a couple Mercs, I think 50,000 credits. all you have to do is follow the channel. Hit that big purple follow button here on twitch.tv/dirtycups and type !raffle into chat. You can have yourself a chance to win yourself another couple mercs. And we'll be doing more raffles throughout the day, so make sure you do stay tuned and you do hit that follow button. Okay, we'll take this time to take a very quick peek at the bracket and see how things are going. So just popping that open, it looks like in the quarterfinals we have PkD versus Bsns. That's the match we are watching right now. Pom Poms versus VGS. That's actually, I'm imagining that's a great game as well. It looks like 050 is the first team to move on from the quarterfinals, beating Space Vikings 2-0, most likely, given how little time it took for them to do that. And then in the low end of the bracket, we have another heartbreaker. It's Demon versus Initialize. I feel like Initialize continues to get the butt end of seeding. I mean, they are clearly one of the top teams in Dirty Bomb, but they have faced off against either ZFZ or some other amazingly good team, in this case, Demon, in the quarterfinals. So that's a little bit of a rough one for I. Would be interested to know how that one's going. So those are our quarterfinals for you right now. All right, we just heard from our producer that Demon has dropped Taimu. Wait, did I get that the right way around? Yeah, and I has picked him up. So a little bit more drama to be had there. I did just post the brackets into chat if you want to take a look for yourself. I guess we do have them up on stream as well.
Well, unless that roster swap ends up really affecting things, I anticipate we might be seeing yet another ZFZ and Demon semifinal, which was an amazing match last week.
And we're seeing a little bit of self-hatred here by Linkser, who said, I single-handedly lost our team the map because of what Jahar was talking about in that last map. He didn't pick up the EMP charge right away. You gotta go back
for the, not the Fitty, but you gotta go back for the EMP.
So if anyone's going to be hard on themselves, it's going to be Linkser, and here he is. We're still waiting for Ice to rejoin the server, so please sit tight. We'll be jumping back into game soon here.
Yeah, actually, we had a pretty quick rejoin from Ice last time.
Yeah, I will as well use this time to say, I don't think I've said it yet, this game is free to play. If you're a new viewer joining us on the Twitch front page or stumbling across the stream, you can play this game right now, available on Steam for free, which is great. I love it. Bring on the player bases, bring on the masses.
And I just love the Merc system at this point. I mean, you get into the game and it's not like, dare I bring up Brink again, but it's not like Brink where you start up with like a really crappy character and you need to unlock all your abilities. No, you've pretty much got everything you need right out of the gate. I mean, the perks are nice, but they're not game changers to that extent. They're perks.
So not really sure what's going on with Ice. Still yet to rejoin the server, unfortunately for Bsns.
I really don't want to lose this potential third map.
Yeah, I mean, I want to cue the Jeopardy music right now. Because, yeah, otherwise we just got to keep talking, and we can do that, Jahar. We have a lot of experience talking.
You and I, we have a lot to catch up on anyway.
True that, true that.
I mean, we've always been... I mean, we have slightly different backgrounds. I mean, I also enjoyed Tribes, but you were a little bit more heavily invested into it than I was. But our common ground was always, the enemy territory game type. Be it, ET itself or Quake Wars. We've always wanted Splash to, kind of rise back up to the way enemy territory used to be in, 04, 05.
And this is our golden opportunity. That's right.
It's happening.
It's happening. I'm hoping that we can announce some cool stuff for you soon regarding the grand finale that's taking place in June 21st. Again, all the teams participating here are there. We have in-game credits on the line, but much more importantly than in-game credits, we have ranking points for the finals on June 21st. on the line as well, which hopefully should be something bigger and better. Looks like both teams are ready, so we're now waiting on Owen to unpause. There we go. All right, unpause and contend. Let's go. Getting right back into the game here. Business still stuck on the first objective for like a really, really, really long time. But still not down and out just yet. Let's give them another chance. They still have another chance, I should say, to make this happen.
And it's interesting to note at this point that, like you said earlier, sometimes opening up these side doors makes things even more difficult to defend a bomb once it's been planted. So we're not really seeing a whole lot of effort being put into those. It's all about taking over that balcony and subsequently the roof. But we've got Inferno right now trying to open up the right-hand door, trying to change things up as we start running out of time.
Let's see, will they continue with their strategy of stacking people up through that elevator? I mean, I felt like it was really close to working many times, but it did not. It has not just yet. I mean, we've seen PkD. They've been wise to this, so they've been having 2 or 3 folks waiting with their sights trained on the elevator doors, you know, several times now. And even Bunga Bunga pushed forward, probably able to spot if people are going into that elevator as well.
Yeah, he's trying to clamp that off as much as possible, making Outsider's position up there perhaps a little bit redundant. But that said, they still got a very good defense setup here.
They're still getting the kills. I mean, Linkster did headshot Bitey, which is an insta-gib. You're down and out. No chance for a medic with that sniping shot coming through. I actually would almost like to see Bitey switch it up back over to a sniper.
Our Bunga Bunga collapsing a little bit here. Did we ever get that right-hand door open? We've got some more pressure on the left-hand door as well. Bitey's going to be knocked down and almost through the roof by Bunga Bunga's nade.
You know, that's another thing to talk about here. These doors are both closed. And I don't think we've seen Business even really attempt to open that right-hand door. It's a pretty difficult generator to plant on.
It is difficult, yeah.
But let's also not forget that you can blow that thing up just by shooting it or shooting it with nades. Here's actually an interesting flank here by Bitey and 1 medic. So if they can kill Outsider, they might have an opportunity to plant. No, PkD is respawning. They're on the roof. And, you know, what looked like an interesting flank, actually, in reality, ends up in long spawns for 2 players on Business.
Absolutely.
Alright, so now it's basically looking out of the realm of possibility. Almost.
Almost. Well, it's interesting because, you know, that room is so small, so tight. You've got this, you know, 1 or 2 points of entry for a choke point, but that choke point that is to the advantage of the defending team really turns to the advantage of the offending team if they're able to finally get in and get that plant and get maybe a turret or 2 set up. And before, what we saw on this map, which was really effective, was you actually running 2 bushwhackers. I'm wondering if this isn't the time to maybe start playing that card.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta mix it up at this point.
Well, they're mixing it up a lot, but Inferno's mixed it up from Bushwhacker to Skyhammer, which makes me raise my eyebrow a little bit.
Well, Skyhammer can work on this map, but the positions that PkD are taking right now, they're not bunched up. I mean, they're not even places where you can Skyhammer. I mean, if you look at the roof of this building, it's really only the middle section where an artillery strike is going to even work.
PkD isn't really known for blobbing in the first place.
True. And look at that, Inferno down and out, yet another push. Pretty much gimped. And I think that's going to be it. I think PkD is taking this map and pushing this to 3 maps. A nice full stack up on the balcony once again, but will it actually work this time? Yet to be seen.
Well, they've just got about 45 seconds to even get that plant. Bunga Bunga's looking happy to just wander around and pick up whatever frags he can. Well, but they're actually getting pushed back here a little bit more. We're seeing a major attempt on the balcony. Bunga Bunga's finally coming back into it. Has to drop down, facing off against a turret from across the way, getting stuck in that corner and outflanked. He's going to be down. He's got no medics near him, and this should be at least a plant. But Linkster's going to be there to try to hold it down for the last bit.
Linkster staying alive for his team. I mean, even though this is just, at this point, a plant would just be like, what's the term I'm looking for?
Gandalf
it would be moral benefit. Well, I'm totally blanking, but
my room says Linkster.
Moral victory. Moral victory. There we go.
Flame of voodoo. Yeah.
Even though it was just a moral victory plant, Linkster says, no thank you. I'm gonna keep this objective. It's mine. Let's move on to the next objective, or the next map.
But that's gonna be a tiebreak. So, I'm excited.
Yeah, moving to best. It's a best of 3, and we're going to the 3rd map. Again, PkD has been pushed to 3 maps many times. But it's still a huge upset for a brand new team to jump in and do it right here. But oh my god, 73 kills for Bunga Bunga. Absolutely ridiculous. So much damage. Incredible, incredible damage. Biding with 50, but 73, man. Wow.
He's trying to hit that 100 mark. So close.
That would be sick.
I'm sure there's an achievement for that.
And let's talk a little bit about the map selections. The first map was selected by PkD, but actually went to the opposite team. Then swap over to Underground, selected by Bsns, but went to PkD. Now we're moving to the final map, which will be chosen by a veto process. So we're going to veto the first 2 maps. Let's see. Terminal has been vetoed by Dracius. Now, yeah, I want to see some Terminal. Oh no, Bitey vetoes Train Yard.
Could be Bridge.
Now, PkD, what are they going to veto? Is it going to be Bridge? Is it going to be Underground? Probably not Underground.
Right.
I mean, given how the first map would go, I guess you'd guess that they'd veto Chapel, right?
Chapel's out. Last veto. So we go Underground or Bridge. Really? All right. We're going over to Bridge. Something a little fresh here.
Oh, interesting. All right. Going over to Bridge. I'm glad we're seeing a new map. That's good. I'm all for that.
The real grandbaby
Pansy
of
is
Gold
hyped
Rush.
for that in chat.
I remember in the alpha when these maps were a lot larger, they took the objectives down and scaled them down quite a bit. We used to have the old classic Gold Rush where, you know, there were 2 barriers that you had to get past, taking the long way around. Now that you just kind of plant the EV up top and it just blows the doors open from the bridge, which makes a lot more sense, really.
All right, to Bridge we go. It was the map that we started this tournament out on. Looks like PkD is choosing to attack first. We'll switch straight over to Bridge and jump into action in just about a minute. So sit tight, grab a drink, and we got a couple more hours of Dirty Bomb left for you. Again, this is the quarterfinals. Best of 3 at this point moving forward, so we're going to see best of 3s in the rest of the rounds so far. And again, I want to reiterate, just to anyone who might be new, PkD are the champions, the undisputed champions of Dirty Bomb right now. So the fact that we're tied 1-1 is actually kind of a huge upset for Bsns, a team that just formed this last week. This is the first tournament they've played in, and yet already going toe-to-toe with the best team in the world. Jahar, talk to me. What are you thinking about this next map?
I'm actually wanting to say that Bridge is something that, at least on the defense side, kind of plays into PkD's hands. From what we've seen, they like to play, you know, very wide, very spread out. They don't like to bunch up all that much. And the final objective on Bridge really discourages that. You really have to cover all of your, well, bases, but all of your entries into that, you know, pickup room. And defending it by itself is a really messy affair. It's really small, really tight. You know, you can't get your Skyhammer in there, but you're still going to have a lot of explosive potential from Nader. So I think PkD is going to do fairly well on defense, but we'll have to see how Bsns does.
Now, actually, the way that we've done the map veto process, we could have actually gone back to either Chapel or Underground if the cards had gone that way, which is interesting. But I'm glad we are seeing Bridge. I'm assuming, and so far in my experience, Bridge is like the one map that teams have least experience on so far. So if any map would allow a newer upstart team to do well, I think it could very well be Bridge.
Still waiting for Terminal, though.
I'm sure we'll get to see it a little bit later on. If Initialized does end up beating Demon, I know I is a team that loves that map like none other. It is like their stomping ground.
So as we're getting this push back over to bridge, all right. Gonna be excited to see how this first objective goes as well. It's one of my favorites, actually. Again, we're seeing a lot of design choices to kind of make the entry points on these objectives kind of at right angles to each other. And we see a lot of that on this sort of left-hand building over the bridge as well. The bridge is still kind of difficult to attack from the top. Transitioning from the bridge to the objective itself is still kind of messy. You expose yourself to a lot of fire.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna be watching to see how the teams coordinate. I mean, on offense, it's all about coordination, because you can't force everybody through the left-hand corridors. You really have to send some people over the bridge and potentially through the middle as well. So what you can do on the bridge side is you can come from the bridge itself, but you can also come from what I call the apartment. Maybe it's more like an office or something like that.
Yeah.
So in an ideal scenario, you have people coming from as many angles as possible, coming in, queuing up nades, you know, blasting the defense out of their corridors, out of their choke points, and just pushing in with brute force.
Indeed, and we're just looking for a few more connects here. This map has changed a lot since Alpha as well. I kind of like the fact that the maps have been changed mostly by, like, adding, you know, blockades and blocking off certain passages and just kind of experimenting with that. Probably so that if they ever decide they need those passages again, it's pretty easy to remove those meshes and those models and open them back up. But as it stands right now, these maps are very, very precisely timed. I appreciate how the distance of each spawn makes it so that you both arrive at the main objective pretty much at exactly the same time.
Alright, it looks like everybody is in the server, so we should get started momentarily. Yes, the countdown has begun. We're moving into map number 3. It's PkD versus Bsns in an awesome best of 3 so far. I mean, last map was a little bit one-sided, a little bit slow. A lot slower than expected, to be quite honest. That first map, though, was incredible, and we're hoping for the same to happen here. PkD will start on offense. Let's see how they split their team up. It looks like 2 going on the far right, Outsider is the Bushwhacker going in the middle, and then 2 going on the far left. Actually, no, Lynx are poking out through the middle, trying to get a peek headshot, unable to do so. So now he will be moving forward and actually close range sniping. That's pretty interesting. But nades coming from Bitey. Lynx are straight back up though. Dracius with the paddles queued in good position. Bunga Bunga also getting an entry nade as well. So PkD still alive, but Ice gets the flank and 2 kills in a row. It's Bitey and Ice that collapse on PkD to get the kills.
And this is incredible for that initial push. Nobody went up top, but it was actually Bsns who went up top on the bridge, who ended up making good use of it to shut down any entries from Bunga Bunga through the office. And it looks like they're going to be repeating that tactic again. So a good defensive use of the bridge. Especially as our line is showing, it gives you a good angle over that left-hand tunnel. Just on the stairwell itself.
Alright, Bunga Bunga is now backed up by a medic and an engineer. He does go down though and is gibbed on the bridge. But actually, he went down at a good time for respawns, but now 2 of PkD are down with 17, 18 second respawn timers. And that's just rough, man. I mean, that's the name of the game of Dirty Bomb and any stopwatch mode game type with respawn waves like this. If 2 or 3 of your team are out for more than 15, 20 seconds, I mean, that's just the worst feeling you could possibly have attacking. Or defending, really.
You do what you can, but we got Valk actually pushing forward here, but nobody's going to be pushing over there. He can spot everybody moving forward and through the left-hand tunnel, which is going to cause some collapsing here by Bsns, but they should be able to respond fairly quickly.
Sorry, it's Bunga Bunga queuing up the nades. He gets a double. Doesn't get the Gibbs, though. It doesn't look like the Gibbs came down in time, as Bsns is still fairly alive and well. Ice, again, with the flank. I would say if there's one thing that has stood out about this Bsns team, it's been their consistent, persistent flanking. They're coming from angles that you don't expect at all times.
Yeah, what we saw there, as soon as it was spotted that everybody on PkD was pushing off left, they just collapsed in and just completely surrounded them. And now they're going to break out, spread out a little bit more, and we might see rinse and repeat.
Bitey trying to get a little bit of initial damage with those nades. Unable to do so just yet. at least throwing PkD a little bit off. That's going to be 2 going over the bridge for PkD. Well, Lynx are actually a very forward position as the sniper. He's playing a hilariously aggressive sniper so far here on bridge.
He's pushing off to the car, trying to get that flank line in on our line. He's actually having to push forward so much just to get in close and shut down this corridor. Is this really the position he wanted to set up, though? I mean, he got the frag, but it was nulled off by that revive. And the potential of having that flank and taking that line away and securing the EV is now gone.
Alright, so far PkD has not even touched the EV. That's actually kind of ridiculous. They haven't even begun to repair this thing. They've had, I would say, 1 push that looked really good, really strong, but it was the flanks again that really ended it. I mean, they had a couple great entry kills, especially Bunga Bunga, with the queuing the nades. Oh my god, look at the medic work on both teams, just very much on point.
And I know I've said before that PkD isn't known for blobbing up, but that's exactly what they're doing with all their offensive pushes right now.
Well, I think that's more of a side effect of the map than anything. And look, they actually have 2 engineers, Lynxer and Outsider, both going engineer, just to have more bodies with that repair tool, with that faster upgraded repair tool, I should say. And yeah, I mean, if you look at PkD, man, they're all out for really long spawn times once again here.
It's really unfortunate timing, but I don't know, this blobbing is really backfiring as everybody on Bsns is able to communicate very quickly and collapse in on. Looks like they're making a push on the right here, trying to go over the bridge. Bunga Bunga going to be spearheading that.
And shut down. I mean, completely obliterated. Look at this. Not a single player for Bsns went down in that last push by PkD.
Bunga Bunga is going to be pushing forward once again here. Bidey's is flooding the entire street with nades, and this is actually not a great sign if your nader is able to push forward that far. She's going to be punished for it, but there's the quick revive. Everybody trying to break over that barricade. Bunga Bunga switching back over to Deagle, getting in plenty of shots here, but finally shut down. Again, they're kind of getting paired off and distracted. Their initial direction towards the EVs is getting kind of broken off to the side every single time. A bit of ADD going on there.
It's a 4-on-4, so still... Oh, no, never mind. Inferno does get revived, so 4-on-5. And they're very, very close to getting this EV up and repaired. All they need to do is really tap it. So they might start just running in like lemmings here. Yes, they get the EV up. Finally! That's got to be a sigh of relief for PkD. That means their spawn points get pushed forward, and the spawn points for Bsns get pushed back. But that's a great hold. 5.5 minutes on the first objective. It's not unheard of, but it's very strong. And I'm sure Bsns has got to be happy with that.
This is immediate aggression on the barricade generator as well, but it's aggression that our line and crew were able to hold down just fine, and they should be able to get that popped up here pretty soon. But they need to divert some attention to at least doing some damage on the EV. It hasn't taken much so far.
And it looks like that barricade is down. Are they going to be able to build it back up in time? The EV continues to cruise forward, but it looks like there will be an airstrike right on point, right on time, that takes down the EV. An Outsider was in a good position to repair this thing, but he's down and out, and there's no medics. Where are the medics?
Bunga Bunga's pushing far
actually,
forward.
Outsider he synced up with the spawn times perfectly, so he's right back in action.
Okay, so this is really good for PkD. They're able to push forward so far that they're going to be able to hold down this generator room for a little while. As long as they can get that EV back moving again, Inferno's going to be on it getting that repair, hopefully here pretty soon. They should be able to completely nullify this barricade.
However, you know, they are obviously focusing on getting the generator up. It's a smart play, but that's allowing now PkD to get this EV up and moving. And look at this, actually a nice, very strong push here by PkD. They're going to plant directly once again on this generator, so the generator in jeopardy of going down again, and the EV continues to inch forward.
Alright, we've got the plant on the generator now. It's going to be a few more seconds before that comes to fruition, but they need to be at least on top of that room to make sure it doesn't get defused. There's Lynxer switching over to Bushwhacker, actually. So we've got double Bushwhacker once again, something I'm always a fan of.
Yeah, just having 2 objective classes, especially on an EV objective, seems to make sense, really. I mean, you build like 5 times faster when you're playing as an engineer class than when you're not. So, the more people who can do that, the better, just in case anyone gets killed and gibbed. And it looks like this generator will explode while simultaneously the EV is being repaired as well. So, nice revives there by Planet Key Dynamics Tom, and the EV will continue moving forward.
Yeah, the utility of having 2 engineers on this objective is especially important, just because you really are at divided attention. You need to take care of the barricade, you need to take care of the EV, and they need to be somewhat coordinated.
Alright, let's take a look. I'm going to switch over to Inferno. Whenever the EV is up, the key player to look out for is whoever is playing Skyhammer or an artillery class. Because, you know, artillery is really the only reliable way to take down an EV. So Inferno will be the one to queue it up and throw the Skyhammer in just a second.
He's waiting for it, though. His head is tucked on down. Here it comes. Maybe.
Actually, you know, it might be... He might be trying, like... If you can stop the EV even closer to its final resting place, it's even harder to build up, because it's just that much closer to the spawn point for Business and that much further from the spawn point of PkD. So that might be what Inferno was doing there. Or he might also just not have had an airstrike.
Might have been a cooldown, yeah. I mean, that corner is actually pretty easy for the offensive team to push forward. Once you get it to just about under the bridge, or even a little bit past the bridge, that's when things get really difficult. But the EV's still alive here. We're not seeing any damage come on it.
Yeah, and it's actually going to be under the bridge, so you can't even airstrike it when it's underneath that bridge. So Inferno's alive. He's well. I think both teams are cognizant of the Skyhammer, you know, coming soon.
We do have a reset on PkD. That's a lot of time to burn off as well, but here they come. Inferno's ready.
And here it comes, here it comes. Any second now. See, I think PkD are completely hip to this, right? They want to kill Inferno before moving it any further. But no, they do move it into range. And this should take it down, although it's actually slightly off, so it won't go down. I was going to say, look at them
not pushing it forward. They didn't push it forward into the blast radius, so still got about a third of the health left. And there it is, completing that last, or second last objective with 5 minutes left to play.
More than enough time to deliver these final objectives. The delivery section of this map tends to go very quickly. Because once you get in, once you break the defense, get in and grab that objective, it is so hard for offense to stop you from running back towards your spawn point and delivering that thing. But that's a big if, right? They have to push into the room where the objective lies. So let's see what kind of defense Business is putting up here.
Fairly decent one by the look of it so far. We've got Outsider trying to kind of break his perimeter into the room. He's looking for anybody to push out here, but it looks like Business is setting up a pretty hard line back-end defense here. They're really wanting to hold down the room itself. That said, once you collapse in that far, there are, what, 3 really viable ways into the room. From vastly different angles. You can make that a very difficult place to hold down by itself. You need to branch out at least a little bit here.
Yeah, it can be difficult to hold this objective defensively, though. I mean, the corridors are so tight with so many right angles that it's quite easy to bounce nades in and get the kills and get the gives.
Exactly. And once somebody does get the pickup, who do you have to make sure that they don't make the delivery?
Bunga Bunga pushing. Down quickly, though.
Got a lot of bodies on the floor right now, but at the end of the day, we've still got most of Business inside the room. We've got Sawbones on our line, picking Inferno back up. It means that Ice and Bitey are going to be left by themselves, but it's going to be another full team wipe on PkD's end. They've got 3 minutes to make this happen.
All right, Jahar, I'm going to go out on another limb here. I think this is an amazing time, an amazing hold by Business. This is not a map you usually see held quite this long, especially against a team like PkD. So I think they're putting themselves in a very strong position to potentially take the series against the best team right now in Dirty Bomb. Only 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. It's possible, but it's looking less and less likely that PkD can even finish this map.
What a well-coordinated push, though. We got 3 pushing in from the front, 2 from the back. We're going to have Linkser on the objective itself. He's got Planet Key behind him as that Sawbones, keeping him alive, tossing him med packs. And here, again, it was my concern. Once you're able to break that line, get inside, and get a team wipe, who's going to prevent the delivery? Nobody. And Linkser's going to get that first one.
All right, 1 out of 2 delivered, and they put it in the harder-to-deliver spot. So, that's good for them. You always want to put it in the hard spot if you can, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, it wasn't me this time. Alright, but it looks like Bsns is going to try to, you know, hold on to that same tactic, but again, I'm not really such a huge fan of these close defense plays on this room.
And actually, PkD, with man advantage, it's revives and kills going on both sides. Potentially, dude, I don't know.
Nobody's there. There's nobody there.
Okay, nobody's getting gibbed, though. People on both team are going down like flies, but... I didn't see that.
Nobody was there.
Okay.
He broke out.
Okay, I didn't notice that somehow. Too much mayhem. Maybe potentially Bsns didn't notice either. But that's it. With less than a minute to go, finally able to cap the final objective. A time is set for PkD, which is a good thing for them, obviously. We're going to be switching sides, and now it's going to be on Bsns to try to beat this time. Not the best time in the world. This is easily within the realm of possibility.
Oh, definitely. I'm going to hold on to my previous statements and say that PkD is going to do a hell of a lot of a better job holding down that last objective. They're not going to be the kind to blob up in that main room. Not going to happen.
We'll see as we're going live in 10 seconds. It's the second half of the final map in a best of 3, currently tied 1-1. Will Bsns be able to beat that relatively sluggish time set by PkD? Let's find out right here, right now, as the EV is the first objective. Looks like Bsns not really opting to rush in Lemming style. In fact, it's a very slow, very careful push going up on the bridge. Bitey looking for early nades to do some damage, get a little bit of damage in before the rest of his team follows. Bitey is the lone guy, the only one that did not decide to go over the bridge. So look at this, still yet undetected until finally detected. And what is that? Is that what I think it is? It's a Rhino with an aura healing station behind it? I'm so happy right now.
At the same time, though, we've got Inferno making a major power play here as the Bushwhacker. He, up until a certain point ago, had 2 Sawbones on him. He's got a good defense here in the office, and this is a huge blob pushing up forward here. Inferno trying to make his Keck do top Keck.
Oh, an overlay.
Oh yeah, that's important. Right, so that's a lot of frags, though, opening up this EV repair on Inferno. This should be pretty easy for him to hold down if he doesn't get Git, but there's the stab, there's the takedown. Outsider and Dracius on that Aura Rhino, potentially heavy-hitting team. We'll have to see how they perform.
I like that, actually, on this map. It makes total sense. I mean, there are plenty of spots where you can put healing station where you're pretty much going to have to come from another angle if you want to kill that thing. I mean, a well-placed nade could work, but, you know, Outsider in that Rhino suit could even body block nades coming in from the front. So I think it's going to need to be a flank, and I think that's exactly what Bsns are doing here, flanking around the bridge once again.
Up and there's Planet Key trying to open the gate here a little bit. Wow, this is such a strong push forward. They're trying to rinse and repeat that last play. Inferno and 2 Sawbones pushing from the office across the way, setting up that turret in the street before anybody could realize what's going on. Everybody's going to be dead. In fact, almost the entire server's dead at this point. Bitey, the only one left alive.
Yeah, I almost would have liked to see Bitey just straight up push in there. I mean, if he 1v2'd, that would be sick. Probably wouldn't happen, but would have been fun. But Bitey is in a position to try to get some splash damage onto PkD. It doesn't really work out. Linkser's in a position, though, to snipe over both the middle area and onto the bridge where Bitey's hanging out. And no counter snipe so far for Bsns.
I'm a little uncomfortable right now. Inferno's pushing forward by his lonesome at this point. He's really putting his neck out on the line. He's down on health. He's got 1 Sawbones on him. He's got a good position on
he also has
turret,
his turret. He's also got, his head pops off. Is that a double headshot? Was that a double headshot or just 2 in a row?
I missed it.
Linkser showing his worth.
Absolutely. Those insta-gibs are just nasty. But Inferno on the spawn here once again. Looks like they're losing their, you know,
Ouch,
their
that is a long
foresight out on their
spawn.
plays. It really is. And him and Valk being the only ones left alive, they can set up a position, they can get into the office potentially. But if this bridge is held down at all, they're going to have a really tough time of it. And yeah, Lynx are taken off of Valk's head as well. So Inferno, the only one left alive, he's just going to be twiddling his thumbs for a little bit.
Yeah, I do agree with him not respawning with his team, though. It does take a little bit longer to go up onto the bridge. So, well, anyway, he's joined by his teammates nonetheless. They will be taking the ground route.
Lynxer was really pushed up forward there, trying to take down Bitey, and he got him. Inferno trying to save his buddy, but it wasn't going to happen. Oh, and that
So now an
going to be so
engineer,
tough to
a
take down.
fragger, and a Sawbones all coming together here on the ground floor. It's going to be someone coming from the middle as well, trying to distract. Bitey coming from the side. He's going to be raining nades in. I think he definitely, his main objective here is take down that heal station,
So
which
close.
he does, but another heal station placed 1 second later, and
Inferno's
also
pushing it.
taken down.
Inferno's down, but he's not Gib just yet, but there's the Gib, and there's the respawn. Actually, a pretty good spawn time there. Inferno can get right back up on his feet. We had Outsider almost taken down there as that Rhino. Arline trying to make it happen. Can take down Planet Key and get that Gib at the very least, but not much more than that.
So, Rhino, folks, ladies and gentlemen, in the meta. Especially here on Bridge.
It's official.
I mean, if PkD is doing it, fairly safe to say it's popular in the meta.
Inferno's being really trepidatious with his turret placement, however. We can hear that washing machine going for the Rhino minigun, and nobody wants to make the first move. But here it comes. The lines are broken. Inferno just trying to get in and just trying to give some love to that EV. He just needs a little bit more. Won't take much, but there's that grenade.
It's not that little. I mean, he needs quite a bit more to get in there. But actually, Arline, almost comes in and gets the revive, but the Gib comes down. And starting all over again for the, unfortunately, for Business here. I think it was the 13 or 14 second full wipe.
A moment of silence for Business as they have 8 minutes to make this happen.
And again, not totally uncommon to get held a long time on this first objective. But starting to look a little bit scary for Business because they need to make something happen. Otherwise, they're down and out. Valiantly fought, nonetheless, in their first ever Dirty Cups tournament. But again, this is their first chance to get ranking points to qualify to the June 21st finale of the closed beta series. So they definitely want to get the points here. They absolutely need to get the points. Otherwise, it's all going to come down to the next cup.
Keep my eye on Lynx are here for the moment, trying to get in those shots, but it's Bitey getting two
Bitey
off,
gets the
and
double.
Outsider's down. Everybody's down but Planet Key, and Planet Key is going to go down as well. This is plenty of time to make this repair go on. There's the spawn,
there's
but
no
they don't have time for it.
engineer. There's no engineer. It's going to be
should
the
be there.
slow, ridiculously slow, forever
Oh my god.
build on this thing.
That time to really regret Bushwhacker's run speed compared to Proxy's. Oh man, but he's still got time to get in. I mean, they were able to push the line forward and keep them off. There's a Skyhammer, but Inferno dodged it, and this should be a revive, or at least a repair on the
Great. Actually, I gotta commend the game sense of Inferno, though. If he had repaired that thing, which he absolutely could have if he had just kept repairing, that airstrike certainly would have taken it all the way back down.
Yep.
So he saw the airstrike, jumped out right in the nick of time, continued the repair for his team.
He would have died.
Let's see, is the barricade up though? No, the barricade is not up, so they need to repair this generator to put this barricade up. They should probably be able to do it, but nades coming in periodically from Bitey are keeping them on their toes, on the back foot here. They definitely...
This would be a good time for a nade too from Bitey, but he's really
Wow,
focusing on that SMG.
No chance for this barricade to be put up whatsoever. Lynxer may potentially still have time to do it, but he is completely by himself. And that's not happening. Business is in position. Lynxer is not going to make it to the generator. And this EV is going to keep cruising. So don't count Business out down. Yeah, don't count them down and out just yet. They have plenty of time to move this EV forward.
And Inferno's just sitting pretty on the MG in the EV. Just hoping that nobody gets anywhere near that generator. But it doesn't look like that's really going to happen. They've really pushed that line forward nicely and have completely shut that off as an option. Meanwhile, Inferno's not really getting much attention here. Here comes finally an airstrike to take down the EV. Inferno's able to get out of the way, and the EV's not even taken down by that airstrike. It's still rolling forward, and it's over the barricade.
Okay, that means the spawn points push up, which is great news for business. If you actually take a look right now, and if you want to hit tab and take a look at the objectives, they are almost on pace to hit this next objective at the same time that PkD did. So they just need to keep this thing moving, and they might be on a very good pace to become very, very close. Again, nail-bitingly close to the time that PkD set.
Inferno was a little awkward when he was playing Skyhammer on this, and the EV didn't really ever get taken down. So if this EV dies, you know, once or twice here, that might be a very different situation. Inferno just knows that everybody's up top, and he's just trying to keep his head down, keep this thing rolling forward. I'm actually kind of amazed that he's able to stay alive this long. I mean, there's so much pressure over the top, and the rest of his team is doing everything they can to hold down the bridge and make sure it's not going to be coming forward. But there's Bunga Bunga taking down Inferno, and that might be the last lap for the EV for a little bit of time.
Oh, it's still
who's
ridiculous.
on it?
Oh, he's above it. Valk is above
God.
it in the bridge. I never knew that this was a thing. Wow.
That's awesome. I need to do that.
Look, Bunga Bunga resorting to just shooting the EV, taking it down with nades, so it does finally go down again, but still very, very close. If Business can get a build here, they are on track. They are on time to potentially give PkD a run for their money here.
We'll see. Like I said, as soon as this EV dies, it's already a different situation than we saw when the sides were flipped. Inferno waited so long for that Skyhammer, it never really came. Here we've got the EV shut down, and now we've got new lines in the sand.
Yep. And we have just surpassed, we've just passed the amount of time that it took PkD to deploy this EV. So now every single second matters even more for Business. They have to repair this thing right here, right now, move it forward. Otherwise, they are facing elimination in the tournament.
Well, they're going to be making a big push over the right-hand balcony. But they've got face-down opposition from behind as well. Bunga Bunga being behind you is not something you want. So now they need to be looking both ways. They can finally take down Bunga Bunga. Planet Key cannot get that revive. But still, it's burned off time, and it's time that's not going to be going in their favor.
And now it's looking increasingly unlikely for Business. They still have a chance. I mean, to be quite frank, PkD did not cap that last objective as quickly as it could have been, as quickly as we've seen it in the past. So still a very slim chance here, but it's got to be in this next push or the next push after that.
Where's Inferno? He's up over the top. He's breaking down in front of the EV. He needs to get behind it to get this repair going. We've got actually plenty of guys helping him out here, but he wants to make sure that he's got a plan on that turret to bring him down. But there's Outsider and Planet Key just focus firing on him. They've got him picked out to take down the one guy who can push the EV forward.
So, yeah, here we go. Bidey has switched over to that Engineer class as well, just for additional ability to build that thing up. They're trying. They're pushing in. They've actually secured the objective pretty okay. They're at least all around it. It's actually just complete mayhem, but look at that crossfire. PkD is on the bridge. They're in the wings. They're on the balcony. They're by the objective. They're besides the objective. They just are set up very cleanly.
We got Bidey and Inferno actually swapping out classes here. Inferno back on the Skyhammer and Bidey switching over to Bushwhacker. Interesting. It's a last-minute gambit. We'll see if anything comes of it. Ah, right. Derp. I'll have to get more copy of that.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for this.
It's not looking good at this point, but a valiant effort to say the least.
The final minute, this should be GG. A close one for PkD though, and like you said, a very good first outing for Business.
Team Business giving PkD the business on the first map, but taking it the other way on the second. Third map, much closer than the second, but still more or less in the favor of PkD. And this is how, again, this is how we've seen other teams also stack up against PkD. They can take one map here or there, and they can come close in others. But in the end, PkD too strong, continues their reign of dominance, moves straight on to the semifinals. And that's going to be it. Good night, Sweet Prince. Business, Team Business, down and out, but really promising stuff from this team in their first ever showing in the Dirty Cups series.
Beautifully played.
GGs are called, and GGs are earned indeed. Let's take a look at the frags here.